But that's impossible. How did you do it?
Hey, what did you expect?
After Gabriel transforms into Shadow Moth, Marinette has to even the playing field to keep up with her archnemesis. As the villains get more powerful, the heroes must do so too, and that's where Ladybug's magical charms come in. These small objects pack quite a punch against Akumas, as their positive energy can help former akumatization victims prevent themselves from turning evil again. However, these charms aren't always sufficient or needed. There are a few characters in the series who let go of their negative emotions to repel an Akuma, and in today's video, we're reviewing who they are.
You can resist it, Marinette. Akuma's power only affects people who think there's no solution to their problems, and you always find a solution.
Number 1. Suhan. To protect the world's miracle boxes and the miraculous they contain, the Order of Guardians trains meticulously to ensure such strong powers won't fall into the wrong hands. Unfortunately, they were ill-prepared when attacked within their ranks and trapped inside a dormant Centimonster for a century. When that Centimonster is eventually defeated, the Guardians, their temple, and the remaining miracle boxes return to the modern world. While most Guardians adjust to how much the world has changed, a few must track down the miraculouses they left behind. One such Guardian is Suhan, the celestial guardian of the Chinese miracle box, who arrives in Paris in the episode Furious Fu. Suhan is devastated when he finds the miracle box has been in the care of Master Fu and Marinette. He believes they are inadequate for the role of guardian and spends the episode trying to restore order. During that time, his negative emotions encourage Gabriel to send an Akuma his way. Fortunately, Suhan trained to repel Akumas if the butterfly Miraculous fell into the wrong hands. He does so by stating, "The virtuous winds resist the temptation. My anger is mine, but I am not my anger." The mantra appears to be a form of meditation and helps calm Suhan down in times of trouble. In Recreation, it's revealed that Suhan partook in training Luca, Jagged Stone, and Penny Rolling in the art of Mira Kung Fu. The combat style initially used to help Guardians defend against rogue Miraculous wielders enables the three to keep the Miraculized at bay. Since they trained to fight rogue Miraculous wielders, they likely learned the same mantra to help them repel Akumas in the future.
Precisely because you are not a true guardian. This is all a misunderstanding, and the incorrect shape of the box proves it.
Number 2. Marinette. Ladybug Miraculous aside, Marinette is incredibly lucky. In 5 seasons, she has managed to avoid becoming an akumatization victim. There are occasions when she becomes nearly akumatized, that is true, but some outside force interrupts the process. As a very competent hero, it would be devastating if Marinette became a villain. Her lucky charms would undoubtedly make her impossible to beat, and would take the full might of the French superhero team. Fortunately, Marinette is well aware of the risks her negative moods come with. In episodes like Chameleon, she has enough willpower to bring herself down from a full-fledged angry outburst. Throughout the episode, Marinette finds herself provoked by Lila's devious behavior. She eventually steps away to air her feelings to Tiki, but when her anger reaches a new high, an Akuma comes her way. With a warning from Tiki, Marinette thinks fast. She gets as far from the Akuma as possible, stating she is proud, confident, and can't be taken. Much like Suhan's personal mantra, Marinette reminds herself what she's capable of and that she can solve any problem. Her self-assurance is a trait that many akumatized villains lack, but her hopeful outlook is sure to keep her safe in the battles to come.
You won't get me! I'm proud! I'm confident! I'm Marinette!
What's happened? The anger has disappeared.
Number 3. Mr. Damocles. Although Marinette goes to great lengths to give the saved akumatized villains magical charms, the small objects don't always work. More often than not, a Mega Akuma can break through its resistance, causing an akumatization regardless. The phenomenon almost happens to Mr. Damocles in the episode Confrontation. After having enough of being influenced by Chloe and Mayor Bourgeois, Mr. Damocles is nearly akumatized. His students attempt to fight off the Akuma for him, gathered around his desk to shout words of encouragement. It's not until Julika speaks up to overcome her speech impediment to tell him how important he is. All of the encouragement from his students influences Mr. Damocles to fight back against the Akuma. When he determines there's still time to do the right thing, his positive attitude causes his magical charm to transform. It becomes a shield in his hand and repels the Akuma completely. While everyone, including Gabriel, is surprised by this turn of events, the charm manages to save Mr. Damocles due to his determination. Mr. Damocles likely unlocked the full potential of the magical charms at that moment. So far, people have only held their charms in the event of an akumatization, which fails to keep them safe. The magical charms are likely only helpful if the person wielding them has the willpower to resist an Akuma. Now that Marinette is aware of this technicality, she can tell anyone who owns or will receive one of Ladybug's charms in the future.
At your service, Captain. Wherever someone needs him, he's right there. The owl!
Ooh.
Number 4. Miss Bustier. Miss Bustier is akumatized once before in the episode Zambizu. but her akumatization is peculiar. The target of the Akuma is Marinette, but when the teacher notices her student in danger, she intercepts the magical creature. She becomes Zombizu, a villain determined to spread kindness and love throughout Paris. After her experience as a villain, Miss Bustier must put time into learning meditation and calming exercises to prevent her akumatization in the future. These skills come in handy in the episode Collusion. After standing up to Chloe, Miss Bustier loses her job and is nearly akumatized while cleaning her desk. Fortunately, the Akuma lands on her barely a second before it's rejected and sent away. While the scene isn't a complete example of repelling an Akuma, Miss Bustier does something miraculous. When she rejects the Akuma, instead of simply flying away, the butterfly is purified and returned to its natural state. Miss Bustier is the first civilian to cleanse an Akuma with the sheer force of will, and she practically repelled the evil influence impacting the creature. Now that civilians have shown this capability, the heroes could use it to their advantage. If Parisians allowed an Akuma to land on them and rejected them immediately, they could learn to render the butterfly Miraculous useless. After all, if regular people like Miss Bustier could purify Akumas, then Ladybug's job would become much more effortless.
Don't give up! Think only positive thoughts!
Hello, miss.
There's no telling how many more akumatized villains will appear in the future, but as the series progresses, more ways to repel or renounce an Akuma will come to light. So far, a positive mind and a familiarity with meditation seem to go a long way. If the heroes can learn to harness these skills and bestow them on the people of Paris, the future wielders of the Butterfly Miraculous may have a more challenging time finding villains to serve their cause. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Whirlwind of wisdom! The virtuous wind resists the temptation! My anger is mine, but I am not my anger.